G'day everyone, welcome to the new documentary Garth Lives in a Van. As you can see, I'm about to move out of this joint. I've been kicked out of here. I've been living with a former cast member of the Garth Method. She's kicking me out. I'll say no more. I might just go back and recut the film and cut her out. And basically, I'm going to go live out of a van. Can it be done? Can one live out of a van? I told my dad would be very happy. He's been wanting me to buy my own house now for many years, and he's actually also wanted me to buy a car. So I basically just killed a bird with two stones. Hang on, kill one bird with two stones. Yeah, that's right, I got that right. So where can it be done? I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask some people what they think. Can they do it? Would they want to do it? Can I think one can do it? Let's find out. So I'm out with my good friend Arash. We're going out for a drink in South Melbourne. And Arash, I want to move out of my house and live in a van.
That's good, Garth.
What do you think about that?
I think you need to get a van first, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to go and buy it. Do you think it's a good idea? Most people are saying it's a crazy idea. How are you going to survive?
No, I think it's good.
So you think you like the idea of living out of a van? How am I going to eat at night? How am I going to eat? Where am I going to shower? How am I going to, you know what?
Well, there's a big van, isn't it, that you're getting? Is it a camper van or
No, it's a van. It's just like a sliding
panel van.
No, not a panel van, like a van with a sliding door, like Anders' van. You know, it's a sliding door. Just chuck a mattress in the back.
That's right. I'm sure you'll find a way to have a shower.
So everyone think it's a good idea. You don't think it'll be a rough way to live?
No.
So you support it? Who supports it?
Yes.
Thanks, Arash. You've always supported.
My pleasure, Garth.
Alright, here we are again after a couple of drinks. It seems before Arash thought I was joking about living in a van. We just had a few drinks over there. And so now I just want his point of view about living in a...
I just can't believe it. You just can't believe it.
Why did you say that before?
Well, because I thought you were kidding. I thought you were just being you.
Alright, I'm about to meet up with my beautiful family for my 35th birthday dinner. Where I'm going to spring the announcement. Dad, yes, I've turned 35 and I'm finally going to own my own home. Happy birthday, Gregory. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers to Jack Gregory.
Thank you. And I've got a bit of good news about my film, The Garth Method. Because we've got, it's going to be distributed to DVD around Australia and New Zealand. Yeah.
And what's it called?
The Garth Method. Oh, cool. Can I interrupt again?
Yes, you can.
Hey, Zena, pay attention.
To the start.
See? Well, I've been kicked out of my house where I live. My housemate kicked me out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a van and live out of it. Why are you clapping, Vasa?
Because I'm excited.
Why? Why are you excited?
Buying a van.
Well, I'm going to buy a van. I'm going to live out of the van.
Say you're going to buy a van.
Yeah, but I'm going to live in a van.
Well, that's great.
Is that great? Would you do it?
It needs to be brave person.
What?
Where are you going to park?
Park? I don't know. Friends' houses or in the street?
To live in a van, it's a very strong thing, you know, because it's not too many people be brave to live in a van.
Yeah.
And that means you're a very brave person. This is why I got
What about the toilet? Bring it out the toilet.
Well, these are the things I'm trying to figure out. One, I'm going to join a gym where I'll have a shower and do weights. What do you think, Dad?
Bien Kostaki λέγε.
Huh?
He's not kidding. You're only kidding. He's not kidding.
I think this is what
I don't know. See, it's just a bit of an experiment, but an adventurous way to live.
I saw a French guy get out of his van this morning. Did you know where he was living? In Elwood.
Well, he parked his van in Elwood.
You can live wherever you want.
You can live where you want, that's what I think. I've been getting a lot of opinions going, you're nuts, you're crazy, how are you going to pull it off? Which, to be honest with you, I don't know, I kind of agree, I don't know how I'm going to pull it off. Would you do it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
You live out of a van?
Van.
You live out of a van?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, alright, cool. But I mean, there's no house, just a van. That's it. So how would you solve the plumbing issues?
Swimming pool toilets. I got used to
I
all
think
this.
that's exactly my thinking.
I think it'd be cosy, probably a bit cool in the winter, but nice and warm in the summer.
Would you do it?
I wouldn't know,
Why not?
because I'm not into that sort of thing. I like my comfort.
Would you do it?
Yes, I would.
Live out of a van?
If I had to, yes, I
But no, if you choose to, would you choose to?
Oh, I wouldn't choose to.
Can one do it, do you reckon?
Yeah, in America about 50% of the population lives in vans and caravan parks.
50%?
I over-exaggerated, but quite a lot of people, few million people out of 300 million live like that, yeah.
Oh, so I can do it, huh? Would you do it?
Well, if I had no fucking choice, I probably, you know, what can you do?
And there's a show called Cribs that goes around to different people's houses filming where they live. And one of the guys from Jackass, he lives out of the back of his car.
Oh, back of his car?
Yeah. It's just
Not
like
even a van?
No, it's like a station wagon. It has all the stuff from the show.
Do you reckon it can be done?
Yep.
So I'm making a documentary about can one live out of a van?
Yeah.
Where will I go to the toilet?
Public toilets?
Are they open in the middle
grass!
Yeah, that's
on someone's
disgusting.
nature strip?
Yeah, exactly. No,
What about in the middle of the night?
You have to park your car like close to like a public toilets or amenities or something.
Okay. What if they're locked in the middle of the night?
You have to make sure you go to the toilet before like 7 o'clock.
Okay. What about cooking? Do you reckon it can be done?
Eat out.
Eat out?
My brother lives in a caravan. He's got a little stove in there
Uh-huh.
and works fine.
Caravan.
for him.
This is just a van.
It's
You don't know that
freedom.
stuff. Because I got to park in people's streets. So I can't get some big caravan because it's not conspicuous enough.
You have to make sure you get on well with your neighbours.
I don't have neighbours. Alright, this is Tom, proprietor of the Angry Film Festival, a cute little film festival that plays lots of great little short movies. And Tom, as you know, my name's Garth.
Yes.
And I'm making a documentary.
Yes.
And it's called Garth Lives In A Van.
Garth lives in a van.
Yeah, because what I'm going to do is I've been kicked out of my house. I'm going to move into a van. You got a kid on the way now, would you do it?
No.
Why wouldn't you do it? It's an adventurous way to live. Aren't you ever bored of living in a house all the time?
Oh really?
If I need to go to the toilet middle of the night, can I knock on your door?
Well, that'd defeat the whole purpose, wouldn't it?
Well,
Because you're going to go into a house and use my toilet. So therefore you're not living out of the van.
Well, I'm not going to take your shit in the van.
Yeah, but you still got to use the van, so...
Well,
actually, you should. You should. You should shit. Shit in the van, and then you got to cope with that. Make a fucking toilet. Like, cut a part out. Actually, cut a part out in the driver's seat, so you can actually have a shit while you're fucking driving along.
What do you reckon?
It just seems like another one of your crazy schemes, to be honest.
What's crazy about it?
What's crazy about it? What's living in a van?
Can I crash at your house every now and then?
No.
This is Eleanor from the Garth Method. Audiences recognising.
Yeah, character stripper.
No, I'm doing a little documentary.
Misspelt. You got a moustache.
Yeah, things have changed. I'm older.
Like you've joined the gangsters.
So do you think one can live out of a van?
Well,
And
John and I went camping up.
this isn't camping, this is permanent. Living out of a van, no house.
I think if you've got a good woman who cooks,
I have no woman.
you got problems.
Well, I'm going to move around Melbourne. I'm going to be a tourist in my own city. So you reckon it can be done?
Yeah, for sure.
How about if you met a nice boy at a bar and then he said, let's go back to your place, and you get there and it's a van?
It would depend on how cute he is. If he's really cute, it won't matter.
So that's a possibility. I'm thinking if I buy a van, that might be the end of my sex life.
Okay, yeah. If you took me back to the van on the street, I'd be a bit. I'd be like, come back to my place. I've got a van.
But I'll do an introduction. This is Craig Bryant, everyone. The guy who ruined the Garth Method with his crappy music.
His uncontrolled noise.
Nah, you did a great job, mate. Everyone was always going, who did the music? Who did the music? I'm like, stuff that, mate. What about me? Now, I'm living in a van. I'm moving out of my house. I'm moving into a van. Would you do it?
Would I do it? Live in a van?
Yeah.
Oh, I've thought about it a number of times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Why?
If I could soundproof a van, I'd do it.
And where would you park?
Close to facilities of some kind.
Like where? I'm trying to get ideas. I need help because I'm really doing this.
Okay. Well, sailing clubs actually have outdoor facilities, I've found out, and PowerPoints, and so if you can find a yacht club,
Okay.
there you go.
What do
Free
they have that
electricity.
for?
I don't know, I've just noticed a few times.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me why.
Alright.
I have no idea.
Cool, man. So you reckon it can be done? Craig reckons it can be done.
The
Australia.
concept is really appealing to me. Yeah, maybe travelling, but just keeping life simple, you know?
Yeah. Well, you can do it, Craig. You can come over anytime you want, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks. This room?
This is Richard Wollstonecroft, director of MUF.
Yes.
Melbourne Underground Film Festival.
Yes, how are you, Garth?
Where the Garth method played a couple of
Indeed.
times. Thanks, Richard.
That's all right, mate. How'd you go? How'd you get out of jail? Okay. I believe you can indeed live out of a van. You know, and I think if there's anyone who can do it, it's definitely Garth. You know what I mean? He will amaze everyone with his scavenging abilities and his ability to live off the land, live off the fat of the land, as they say. Would I live out of a van? I think if the van was maybe like a limousine Hummer and had maybe some bed facilities and a few models, I could probably handle that for a couple of weeks.
I've got to establish the audience. So Evelyn and I met last week, and now we're having a date. No, this isn't a date.
It's a coffee.
That's a coffee.
It's a coffee date.
We're just meeting as mates. But now what I'm doing is,
See? Oh, I would have.
I'm thinking about living out of a van.
Ah, okay. Living out of a van.
Yeah, I'm going to move out of my house.
Okay.
I'm going to live in a van.
Wow, live in a van.
Yeah.
That's really bizarre.
Would you do it?
What would you do for toileting?
I don't know. Where do you live?
Dig holes? What?
Where do you live?
Where do I live?
Can I access your garden?
No, because my garden's got a pig in it.
So if you're having a date with someone,
No.
and I said, okay, it's not a date, but if you
No.
were having a date with someone, and they lived out of a van, do you lose interest in them straight away?
Oh, it depends what else they have to offer.
Oh, democratic. So you wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't. I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. I'm saying, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I definitely have to, think about how life in a van would be like. Really?
Because I move out this Saturday.
So you are actually for real?
Jeez, that's a huge thing, the van. It'll be interesting. It'll make things a bit difficult.
Excuse me?
Do you want me to return the favour?
No, I just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about the idea of, we're just posing questions, what do you think about the idea of living in a van, living out of a van? Is it possible?
Is it possible?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. I could do it.
Could you?
Why is someone living out of a van?
Oh yeah, I'm going to live in a van.
In Melbourne?
Yeah, Melbourne.
That could be done.
Pretty good?
I'd rather live somewhere like Byron Bay. You should drive up to Byron Bay and do it.
Any comments? Would you live in a van?
For me.
You wouldn't live in a van?
Pardon?
You wouldn't live out of a van?
No.
It's cheap, rent. Well, there's no rent. That's just the car.
I love their parents, that's him.
Can I ask you a question, ma'am? We're just asking a few questions about living in a van.
I work with homeless kids, so I think having a van is probably possible.
Step up.
You can do it, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. All right. Thanks a lot. That's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to live in a van. You guys do it. All right, just a quick little entry. We've spotted a van that we're going to go and visit to check it out, see what it's like. And it's a bit of a drive, so we're a little bit driving for a while. We're going out to the long way out from this way. And Ash is the driver. He's quite happily driving us about 60 kilometres into the darkness. So Ash is going in, getting the find out where the hell we're going. He's getting pissed off with me. We're lost. He's going to consult him always. All in pursuit of my new home.
I'll tell you to get fucked so quickly, it's not funny. I won't even answer your phone. Anyway.
Well, come on, what about the Saturday nights I slaved away in your restaurant?
You never ring me up to say hi, how are you? You never do, but when it comes to this shit, you ring me up. Oh, hi.
How about all the Saturday nights I slaved away in your restaurant? Do I ever complain?
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you've moved out. Have you moved into a van, have you?
No, that's exactly right. I'm not joking, I bought this van. That's what I'm going to be
It's
living in.
great, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks new. That's all right.
It's a documentary about can one live out of a van.
This is getting rid of all one's worldly goods.
Would you do it?
This is giving away computers.
You look great on camera.
No, I don't.
You're Elizabeth Taylor.
No, I look awful. Wait till you see it.
So Nolly, what do you think?
I think it's fabulous.
My new home.
It's a lot more swish than I thought it was going to be.
Swish?
No rust. Oh, maybe just a tad. But how can you can't buy a house for $5,000?
Alright folks, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is my first night in the van. And that's the view from the back of the van through the windscreen. And I don't have infrared, but what I do have is a torch. And I've got tinted windows on this thing, so I don't know if people can see this torch, so I'm going to have to turn it out soon. This is the first night in the van. Parked on my old street in Kew where I used to live. And yeah, I came here because I thought it'd feel pretty safe. But first night, so I'm kind of excited. This is kind of fun. Well, there you go, the street sweeper. And this is the morning after my first night. It's all my crap. That's the view that I was showing you last night, which you couldn't see anything from the front, from the back of the van. Crap, 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 crap. Bike, mattress, me. Good night's sleep. I had about 6-7 hours. Felt good, felt nice. Just woke up too early. Could sleep more. But street sweepers, what are you gonna do? Whoa. Well, right now I'm under my sleeping bag in the back of the van. Something kind of scary happened. I was falling asleep. This is on the 7th night. And I could hear like a flapping sound outside. So I looked out the window and there was like it looked like I just immediately thought a cop. It was like a blue torch. It looked like he was putting on a glove. I thought, holy shit, you know, I'm busted. Okay guys, sorry about that. I ran out of tape last night. I was in a bit of a panic, that's for sure. Yeah, no, basically what happened was, thought it was a cop. I hid under the cover and nothing happened. Maybe it was someone walking his dog, had a torch, taking out his bin for garbage, his solo garbage bin, who knows. But anyway, it's all good. Tell you what was scary, it was a good like practice run about what happens if I do get sort of seized. What I've sort of designed here is sort of camouflage cover for my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag's already camouflage anyway, but and a box right there when I'm sleeping, so I don't want to think anyone would actually want to live in this thing. But I tell you, I'll feel a bit better when I finish cooking this thing, considering I have an LPG tank just down there and this thing on fire and people walking around. But brown rice, you know, plain brown rice, it'll be worth it. Says Richmond Town Hall. Here's the park where I do a bit of training. And here's where I'm cooking me dinner. Couple of steaks, little one-man barbecue. And guess who wants to join us for lunch? Thanks, mate. It's all good. Thanks, mate. Have a good day. You too.
What's it for?
So we have a tip about public barbecues. What's your tip, Marg?
My tip, Greg, is if you're using a public barbecue, put baking paper on the barbecue, and that way you don't have to clean the barbecue first and your food browns just like it would if you were putting it straight on the hot plate.
That's because public barbecue is usually filthy, like the one I used yesterday, right?
That's probably quite right, but it's not just cleanliness, it's purity of the food.
Okay. Any comments, Ray?
No, none today, thank you.
Would you live out of a van?
No.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't have enough room to move.
Yes, you would.
Oh.
You're only a little person.
It has a lid on it, and then just have it in your van and you drive around, and the actual motion of when you're driving agitates the clothes. So a lot of people that are on like long trips do it.
Oh, really? It actually works?
Yeah, it works.
Really?
Yeah, well, it does work.
Have you done it yourself?
I mean, I haven't done it myself, no, because I haven't been on a big trip.
So you have to
but
drive
usually
around.
people with like camper vans or you know, pop-up caravans, you know, usually the grey-haired nomads.
Do you have to drive around a roundabout continuously?
Well, you could do that, I suppose, but you know, probably be.
So every time you hit a pothole, it's actually a good thing. So this is Natalie, who you may, I think you're in the Garth Goes Hitchhiking docker, but I think I had to cut you out because you're boring and you lack screen presence. No, I'm only joking. No, I had. No, I think I had to cut you out because oh, you weren't even really in it anyway. That wasn't even footage. But anyway.
No, you stayed at my place.
I stayed at your place. That's right.
I didn't get a mention.
And then you flogged my camera and you started filming with it.
And then you broke my computer and.
No, broke computer. It cost you $100, but
Yeah.
it was gonna happen anyway with that
Sure.
computer because you didn't service it.
Sure.
But anyway, what I was going to say was yeah, no, I haven't seen Natalie for 6 months. Well,
6 months?
Oh, a year. I've missed you.
Probably about a year.
And it's great to see you. But anyway, I was going to say, yeah, I got kicked out of my house and I'm living out of a van.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I'm living out of a van. I just bought a van outside if you want to go see it.
I saw the van that pulled up and I went, that can't be anyone I know.
Yeah, that's me.
So where do you park it?
I sleep in around Kew, Hawthorne, and I've been living out for about 2 weeks.
And how's that going for you?
It's great. It's really cool.
So where do you go to shower and toilet?
I haven't showered for 2 weeks.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit. I use the local public swimming centre or friends' houses. That was my next question. Can I just shut up? I had a shower today.
So what made you think that you want to live in a van?
To be honest with you, I met someone at my work, and I met someone at my work last year, and she lived out of a van with her, but like a van that's got like a kitchen, this, that, the other, with her husband and apparently a pet. And from that point, I thought that sounds kind of cool. But then I thought, no, that sounds like a really hard thing to do. And then when I got kicked out, I thought about the van thing, and I went, nah, there's no way I could do it. And then I thought, I was standing in the street and a van drove past, and someone just went, bang, just do it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Because I had the idea last year about a van. I thought it's ridiculous. Well, maybe, but you know, it's working out. That's why I'm just.
You've only been 2 weeks.
Nah, it's long enough. It's already working.
Oh my god.
Would you do it?
No,
Why not?
because I'm a girl. We have girly things.
Like what?
Me to go into detail. They get periods
Alright,
every
no,
month,
that's
you
alright.
know, they get kind of being like, ugh.
So any other comments about living in a van? Do you reckon one can do it?
Yeah, I reckon you can do it if you don't mind not showering every day. And if you don't mind holding on to go to the toilet
Yeah, I've done a bit of that.
occasionally.
Say it again.
No, I just need to know.
What?
Do you do if you really need to go and you can't find a toilet?
Can't find it. Doing a what?
if
Number
you
one or
really-
number two?
Number two.
Number two?
Yeah, number two. What if you
Well, you know what? I sort of trying to push myself to do it during the day, and that's what's happening. I've sort of trained myself. So I actually haven't needed to.
But what if...
If I really need
sometimes
to,
Your routine does sometimes...
if I really need to, I know there's a couple of public toilets at night time. I have to go for a big long drive. But I usually don't do a poo in the middle of the night. Any other questions?
Good to know. I really...
Do you?
That's really good to know.
Well, we're talking about these things. There was some of the kind of information I'd volunteer.
No, I know your whole motion schedule. I know that if I ring you during the day, you will not answer the phone because you might be at a public toilet doing number two.
I can still answer my phone though, don't worry.
What?
I don't know if this location looks familiar. We're about to visit Morgan, the guy who did the composing music for the Garth movie. Not the Garth method, the Garth movie. During his underwears, I'm going to ask him for a favour.
Come in.
Hi Morgan. How are you, buddy?
No, not bad.
How you going? Here we are again.
Yeah, here we are again.
Done all this before, haven't we? I need to ask for a favour. Are you stand over there?
Pull through, but I think with these guys, the real problem.
No, back.
that they
I need to use your kitchen.
And it was not worth it for them to put up with the pain
Yeah.
and continue with
Is that
it.
all right?
For me, I'm not going to take myself out of the game before it's over.
What's going on?
Oh no, stand back a bit more. Back. Step back a bit more. I just want to know if I can use your kitchen.
Yeah, what
Is that right? Oh, I just want to boil some gnocchi.
Some what?
Gnocchi.
What's that?
Italian food.
Yeah, alright.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
What's this all about?
Well, I'm doing a documentary.
Oh yeah, what on?
Would you do it?
Would I do what?
Live in a van.
I slept in a van when I was in Casemate Square in Gibraltar, but it was 1974 and I was 20 freaking years old.
Okay, so that's a no, I suppose.
I think it's a no.
I'm just bored. I'm just a bit bored of living in a house, living in the same place, going the same direction to work wherever you're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the same geography all the time. So living in a van, you're completely mobile. You're moving around. You're discovering different areas. I've been in Richmond. I've been in Hawthorne, Kew. I've been in Sydney Road. I can move around and experiment, meet different people, different types of people.
I didn't know you had a bloody van.
No, I just bought it to live in.
Should I tell you about my experiences about living in a van?
Yeah, quick.
Well, it was 1975 and I'd been here for 5 years, and I went back to England to be a rock star, as you do, right? And on the way I stopped off at Gibraltar, where I used to be in 1969. And to cut a long story short, I met this prostitute girl, and she was about my age. And one day she was in a bar, and I remember her raising her blouse up, and this white exposed, perfectly rounded breast came into view. And I was dancing with her or something, and she bought me a couple of whiskies. And after the third whiskey, the room just started to reel. And I excused myself, went out onto the pavement. Am I doing this quick enough?
Yeah.
Went out on the pavement and fell onto the ground and thinking, 3 whiskies, that's ridiculous. You know, how did that happen? Wasn't much, but I couldn't even get up and I was just lying there spewing up. No, I didn't spew over that stage, rubbish. I was just lying there and every time I tried to roll over, you know, the sky would spin, and I only had this brief 70s t-shirt on underneath, on top should I say, and it was getting cold, you know, late summer or whatever it was, and all these people were walking past me, so literally on the deck, and they're all thinking, in my mind, drugs or alcohol, how right they were. And finally, after a few hours, I had the wherewithal to be able to get up and walk off to my home, which, to bring it back to our thing, your van, I had the back of a car to sleep in, because I was dead broke. A day or two to go before I got repatriated to England. We still on the air?
Yeah, you know.
So I careen all the way back down Main Street to my van, get in, and that night, I have to be frank, I vomited all over the sleeping bag. Worse than that, it gets worse. Defecated. So I'm lying in a complete miasma of... In those days, I remember, anyway, they put this horse tranquilizer in the marijuana, and she put horse tranquilizer in the whiskey because she wanted to sedate me so that she could...
Sedate or seduce?
Probably both. Whatever, I don't bloody know. Actually, I don't really know to this day, but you can't get that drunk on 3 whiskies. It's impossible, not even at 20.
So in other words, if you live in a van and you take a dump, don't do it in the van.
Don't what in the van?
Where do you live? This is heavy.
What do you mean?
Where do you live? Where do you sleep?
What do you mean?
Where do you sleep at night time?
I sleep in a van.
Where do you have breakfast?
In a van.
Ah! Where do you have TV?
Your house.
Why not in the van?
Because there's no TV in the van.
Buy one.
I don't like TV.
Then why did you want to hear?
You got me there. That's the bed. See the bed? That's the bed there. And the pillow.
Where?
You're on it.
You're on it!
You're too young to drive a car.
Really? You don't have any house?
No, not anymore. I live in a van.
Guy.
Like over there, van.
How do you take shower?
How what? Shower? I don't shower. No, I'm joking. I do shower. In the van.
Smelly.
Would you marry a man that lived in a van?
No.
Why not?
Wait.
You have family together, live in van together. Apparently McKean Street, Fitzroy, no, McKean Street North, Fitzroy, I heard it's legal to live in a van on that particular street.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's legal, but I've seen a lot of people there.
What sort of people?
Hippies in vans, living and passing by.
Uh-huh.
I think tourists.
And they're living in the van?
Well, it looks like it.
And whereabouts they park? They parked in front of...
I park in the park.
Uh-huh.
We play soccer
every
Sunday at the Edinburgh Gardens, or we used to play at the Edinburgh Gardens, and they basically, we rock up at 11 o'clock in the morning and they're making themselves coffees, and it looks like it's their home.
Yeah, I've got a couple of friends who live in their vans. They've, life hasn't been too kind, but they've adjusted and adapted. And
what do you mean life hasn't been too kind?
Oh well, issues. Social issues and that.
Like
and,
what?
Family problems, can't live at home. And,
how do they find living in a van?
I think they enjoy the serenity and the peace of it. I think they enjoy being free and being able to go where they want to go. And
oh, yeah, whereabouts do they go?
They sort of park in all sorts of areas, sometimes outside of friends' homes where they feel safe, and sometimes in reserves or parks or down by the beach. Or
oh yeah.
Wherever.
Would you live in a van?
If I had to, yes I would.
Because you're going to move into that room there apparently.
Yep.
Howdy. This is a mate of mine who I used to live with in my last place before I moved to my new place. And when we moved out, rather than getting a new place, his original plan was to get he actually bought a 4-wheel drive, which is a long base 4-wheel drive that has like a pop top. You can pop up, it's got like a canvas area that you can sleep in. And his original plan was to drive that to Perth. And so he thought, well, to save money on rent, why don't I just live in this van? And so...
Where does he park it?
He's probably got a list of friends that he has like a welcome that he can wear out. So he might stay with someone who's got like a cycle with friends who will stay, just park in someone's car park or driveway or whatever for a couple of days and go and stay with some relations, and around he goes.
Does he have a girlfriend?
He doesn't, no.
Alright, just a quick entry. Sitting on my van on, geez, I'm looking old. Sitting on my van on Sydney Road, Brunswick, just trying to tee up with my brother. Just got off the phone with this girl that you met that I had a first date with. We sort of had a few dates, so we're not quite dating, but on the phone with her now, she goes, so how much longer are you going to be doing this for? I think she's thinking I'm going to stop soon, which I don't really intend to, I might. So I meant to say as well, I've shifted camp. This lovely girl, Evelyn, I did get her into my van last week. Couldn't believe she actually climbed in. We had a bit of a kiss, first kiss, and she said, why don't you live like a normal person? I thought, was she actually kidding at the time? I thought, I don't know, I like that very much. I don't know how much I'm going to like this girl. She just watched the Garth method as well. She really loved it. Well, this is the view from the van and van entertainment. Transistor radio. Right there, transistor. I don't know if you guys can make out that car over there, but it's Richmond, about 11:30 at night, and there was a guy walking around that with a little torch, and I assumed it was the owner. The only reason why I noticed him because he was looking around a bit paranoid, and he had like some little torch, and he went up to the two doors on the other side, and he quickly looked at him, and then he walked away. So I reckon he's a thief, and he walked off again. So who knows, mate, he might be knocking on this door before long. And I've got a pocket knife ready. I don't know if you can see it. Jesus, some guy just ran past my van. That was weird. Oof, that was weird. Some guy just... Ooh, that's kind of strange. Anyway, got a knife ready. Can you see it? There you go, I'm just right there. Good morning. It's 6 AM Sunday morning, and I woke up to the
car kind of swaying, and some dude was trying to break into the passenger seat door. So I yelled out, "Yo!" and he ran off. So that was kind of scary. But in my mind, I kind of rehearsed it happening a few times in the last, few months, just in case it happened, not to overreact. So he's gone. So should I drive off, or should I just stay here and go to sleep? I'm gonna stay here and go to sleep. I'm tired. What another night of adventure. The fun's not stopping at the moment. It's about 5:30 a.m. and I just got woken up by the sound of a car slamming into another car. There's the bloody Volvo driver who reversed back and parked that spot. So just makes you conscious about where to park. You gotta think. The plan is you gotta park between two parked cars thereabouts. Because right now I'm just parked on the other side of a roundabout with no cars in between. So it could have been me with my head in my glove box. Yikes. I got T-boned while I was sleeping last night. After what's taken place in the last few weeks of this van at night when I've been sleeping, I've decided to take new safety measures. Poisoning or too much cycling, but my stomach feels like it's going to chuck. So if I do, you'll get what's the word? First hand vision. See, I'm not even making sense. But if I do chuck, I'm throwing up in this here lunchbox. I gotta get some vomit bags, I suppose. Alright, folks, I just yacked up a lot more, and didn't get it on camera, but a hell of a lot came out. And if you don't believe me, don't know how hard it is living in a van, check this out. Right, street. There she is, mate. Filled her up. Beautiful. That's blood. The red stuff. Anyway, back to van life.
Are you straight? Are you staying at anyone's house?
I spend a couple of nights a week at different people's houses.
You join a gym?
No, I don't need to. I'm training in local parks. So what I do is I drag my weights down to the park. I do my weights there, or like my shadow kickboxing. I do that in the park as well.
What do you?
So it's all free and it's really good because I can train wherever I want.
You shower at the park too?
Oh no, I've been showering at friends or at
the Yarra River.
$1.60 you can get a shower from the Hawthorn Swimming Centre. You should try it, mate.
I don't think you know this shit. $1.60 for a shower. So where are you getting your hot meals from?
Either buying the odd one, or if I go to a friend's house, so cook in bulk. Try and cook for like 2-3 days, and I go to work, chuck the food in the freezer at work, and yeah. But then muesli bars, fruit, vegetables, stuff on the run, stuff like that.
Have you put a little slot in the back of the van yet for mail?
But I'm going to be a documentary about homeless people as well, which yeah.
Are you the subject of that one as well?
But not my own documentary, someone else's. These two VCA students are shooting a documentary about people that intentionally choose to live minimalistically, and they're choosing 3 subjects, so I'm one of them. Anne just put me onto them. Actually, they're going for funding for these things, so if they don't get the funding, there's a chance they won't do the doco, but they said they want to do it anyway if they get the funding or not, and it's called Not Without My iPod.
Not Without My iPod. What's this documentary called?
This is Garth Gets a Van. Garth Lives in a Van.
This is my first appearance in a Garth documentary.
Nah, this is the second one.
Second one?
Well, you were on it a few weeks ago.
Oh, is that a different documentary?
This is my little pet skeleton hanging from my rearview mirror. As we wait for Adrian, documentary director, to come out of these nice plush flats. Look at that. Here he is, this is Adrian. Hi Adrian.
Alright.
Sorry mate, this is my doco.
Hi.
This is Adrian, who's one of the co-directors of the doco. I gave a quick introduction to the doc. Can you give just a couple of words about why you're doing this doco?
Oh God.
I know it's early.
I just woke up, so well, just we think it's kind of a timely issue because there's a lot of environmental and social implications of consumption and waste. So we wanted to look at people.
I've spent the last few nights on the edge of a reserve in Camberwell, and this morning spotted the dude sleeping in his van. You can actually see him through the glass. So I'm about to do something very gutsy. He's a Melbourne boy. Just walking. Did I get a shot of it? I don't even know. I'll try it again. Just going that way. Didn't get a shot of him, so now I'm going to do something a bit ballsy. I'm going to stand in front of the window and point the camera at him. And I know you guys all hoping he's going to wake up and see me standing there. Alright, here we go, the approach. Jesus, that was a bit scary. Alright, play the footage back. I think I got him. Alright, I played it back, not good enough. Gotta go back there again. The approach. Good. Can you see him? Probably be me in 20 years. Yeah, what have I got to worry about? Look at that guy, holy shit.
Oh, I meant to say as well, yesterday I was at the library, or 2 days ago rather, I was at the library and I was sitting outside the library just eating, and a guy walked up to me and he said, "You homeless, mate?" And I said, well yeah, kind of, probably not quite the way you think. He was a good Samaritan, a religious man, and he wanted to, he wanted to have a cup of coffee or something, and I thought I needed help. He saw the big bag, saw me eating out of a garbage bag. There's a reason for that, but I won't go into it. So no, it's nice to know there's good Samaritans out there. This wasn't such a good place to park. So some of you might be wondering, living in a van restricted space. Well, I've come up with a new concept. It's called van walking. And you can go backwards. Living in a van, how do you iron? Well, I've come up with a very novel and effective way. Somewhere in the van. Pour it all over your head and back. Beautiful. It's called the 2-litre shower. Good for the environment, good for the drought. Bad for your pants and your mobile phone. Shit. Alright, might be making it a 4-litre shower now. So I'm doing a... there's you. Exercising in the park in Richmond. All the characters you meet. What's your name?
I'm not safe.
Oh, it's not going to the news.
Pardon?
It's not going. Give me a fake name.
Angela.
Angela. Angela saw me. What was I doing? Exercises.
Exercise.
Yeah, you can do some. Bag went down. So, yeah. You want to? All right. Nice to meet you. All right. It's early December 2007, Bridgewood Church Street intersection, Richmond, and I'm waiting. Would you believe I'm going to get a feature story in the Age newspaper about me living in a van? Would you believe it? A guy called Luke Buckmaster, who wrote a review of the Garth Method last year for his own website and for the upcoming filming, is he contacted me the other day and he said, look, he's now a contributor to the Age and he's got to wants to write about someone doing something interesting, and he thought of his old friend Greg Pakis. There he is. There he is. Oh, Luke. Pakis. Just making you all shy. Good. You're now in the documentary. Garth lives in a van.
Of course,
Garth
well, that's why I'm here. Garth lives in a van.
So this is the photo shoot for the Spread in the Age. This is my clothesline. And that's Eddie, the photographer. This is too controversial, is it, having underwear hanging on the line? This. Got the knife ready in case you need it. Club. Alright, it's Grey Street, St Kilda. For those of you who know this street, know it's a bit of a seedy street. Hookers and drunks. And it's looked like one when we spent the night. Just happened to be in the area. And there you go, evidence. Ultimately, it was an eventless night on Grey Street, except for this, which a passerby just told me is what the hookers do to do their makeup in the middle of the night. We could at least turn it back so I wouldn't have a car accident. I can believe it, this guy's about to inject himself. I hope no one spots me watching him. Don't worry, he will be blurred out. Jeez, he looked over here before because I made a noise. Jeez.
Jeez, did you just see me then? I better duck under these covers. I'm getting ready to duck under this cover because it looked like you sort of saw me. And if he's an intuitive one, well, this is some of the people we're sharing the roads with. Alright, I'm in Carlton now and I just got a phone call for a guy who's been living in his van for 3 years, he said. He's actually a guy that I met during the Garth method screenings. But the thing is about this guy, so he doesn't want to be identified by the sounds of it. So we'll have to figure out something. Alright guys, that's it from the front. And we've been granted permission to have a shot inside.
No worries.
Here's the dinner table. Kitchen. And this is where all the action happens. And there's the back window. Wow, maybe this is the direction I gotta go. What do you reckon?
TV.
Oh, this guy's all decked out here as well. Oh my god, he's got a TV up there. Oh shit. That's a TV, folks. If you can focus on it.
Of course, the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, stupid question. Wow. Brilliant. Wow. How long have these things been around for, do you know? Alright, let's get a beer. And
No,
what made you live in a van in the first place?
I just think it's the way to go. It's probably one of the freest and most easy lifestyles. You don't have to worry about anything like an average person who's living in a house has to worry. Even if they own the house outright, they've still got rates, they've still got water rates, they've still got parks and gardens, they've still got all the things that they have to pay. I used to own a house outright, and it was costing me $50 a week to live in a house that I owned outright. And then I thought about the value of the house, and if I had that money tied up in the bank, earning the interest instead of being in a house, with current interest rates, I was going to be earning more money if I sold the house and bought a van than it was to actually live in the house. I mean, if you got 200 grand tied up in a house at 8%, well, there's $16,000 a year interest, which is about $320 odd a week.
Yeah.
In a loss of interest. So you're still renting. You're always renting.
Yeah.
You're better off having your money in something that's going to, earn your money, and then try and bring your costs back to zero. You live in a van, you've got to have a car anyway, you've got rego to pay anyway, you've got insurance to pay anyway, fuel to pay. All of a sudden, if you're actually living in the thing, you've got no rates, you've got no rent.
So about if you meet a girl and you're living in your van or you're a Winnebago, what happens then? What are the reactions you've had from women?
Yeah, it's variable. It is variable, and it's a question I probably would have asked you too. You've got to find a girl who's van friendly, I guess. There's thousands of them out there. I mean, I'm living in this beautiful $120,000 Winnebago, and yeah, I'm travelling around alone. Yet I'm seeing so many girls travelling with their boyfriends. They're 18, 19, 20, whatever, and they're living in a combi that hardly even starts. There are people out there, girls who are willing to live in vans, and then there's not a real shortage of them either. I mean, I haven't found one at this point. I've met girls along the way, and as far as actually getting somebody to travel with me full time, it hasn't happened for me yet. But
And what did your friends say about that when you decided to move into a van? What did your friends say? And your family?
I don't think the family was real keen on the whole idea. No, look, I haven't had any trouble with the cops. I've had a little bit of trouble with council workers and people like rangers and stuff like that saying, look, there's no camping here.
Merry Christmas, everyone. 2007.
Seriously, I've seen this a few times driving around Melbourne, and I've thought, I want to catch up with that van, I want to see it again. I like to see who's in there. Anyway, maybe you should knock on the door and see if anyone's home. See what kind of a crackpot lives in this thing. Shimira? Oh, fuck it. I don't think anyone's home. Oh, how are you? Okay, Daniel has been nice enough to let us into his car and into his life, temporary life by the sounds of it, here in this bus, because he plans to take it to Tasmania and leave it in the woods. I'll ask him in a few seconds why. We'll just get some shots. Here we have a little stove. Oh.
Fridge.
Oh, fridge.
Wood burner.
And how long have you been living in this bus for?
I've been doing it for about 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
And how are you finding the experience?
I like autonomy. I like knowing that I own my home. And I like knowing that my energy usage is pro forma, meaning that I pay for it before I use it. So I have to be more respectful of how much energy I consume, because it costs me directly more.
And have you had any problems living in here at all?
Numerous, yeah.
Such as?
Attacks, basically.
What sort of attacks?
Verbal.
From?
I don't know. I don't know who they are. Don't really know. Don't understand. People disgruntled with life, maybe.
Did you have to deck it out much, or was it already kind of?
No, we completely stripped it. Me and my partner completely stripped it. It was done up before by, originally by an indigenous man, many years ago. And then I think numerous people have owned it and modified it, or not modified it, but done their own style. I just wanted to take it back to very basic functionality, which is modular. The other thing about this is that I don't buy many things. This is all scavenged, found, or from scrapyards. My recent addition is my toolbox, which is an old meter cupboard. A twin tub washing machine that I got for 6 cans of lager.
That's it there.
At a scrapyard. I've got my water supply in that because I can keep it clean. I've got a big tank here. I've got running water when the pump's switched on. I've just recently done a thing where I can put water up onto the roof and then run it through the engine in the water jacket so I can make my shower work.
Does this thing ever break down? Because
Yes.
people would look at it and think, how does it even move?
Yeah, it breaks down all the time. I have to hand start it at the moment because all my batteries have, they've just, I think the quality of battery is, you have to pay a lot of money for a good quality battery. Oh, I've done all sorts. Converted the alternator back to alternator, or to an alternator from, it had dynamo I think originally. And I've done lots and lots of things to keep it going. And the thing about old stuff as well, which I'm really appreciative of now, is that it was built without redundancy in mind. They built with absolute pride. And where they could build something stronger, they would build it stronger. And this is an amalgamation of Australia and England, because the chassis was from England, they shipped them over here. And then the whole bodywork was made, I think, by a company called Freighter. And they did a really nice job of it because they made it incredibly strong.
And what's your plan with the bus now?
I'm still thinking of going. I've got a ticket booked to go to Tasmania, and for some reason I feel I maybe should just leave it somewhere in the woods for somebody.
It'd be like the magic bus in Into the
Yeah,
Wild.
a little bit, because I really understood that guy.
What did you understand about him?
Because everybody thought he was mad, and he was just trying to be himself.
And you died for it.
And he died for it.
Alright, Jenna, thanks very much for having us in your life.
Oh, thank you.
For the time being.
Yeah, I love autonomy. I love being free. We are, you know, freedom-loving creatures.
It is January 3rd, 2008. Happy New Year. And about 9-10 months now we're in this thing. A couple of significant occasions lately. Garth Method came out on DVD a couple of days ago. Yay! Significant moments in the life of Garth. And it's official and well publicised. One can indeed live out of a van. There it is, one for the road, a van ordinaire. And a very cool article. Well, it's official. I've just had my first infringement notice. Look. And information about the offence. Sleep in a motor vehicle in a public place. I don't mind, all experience, eh? All part of living in the van. The van life! The van life. Garth lives in a van, the van life. The van life is the best, despite 120 bucks, 300, 500 bucks. No one can stop me living in a van. Everyone should be living in a van. Alright, probably wondering what the celebration is, but it's the 1st of April 2008. So it's been a 1 year anniversary since I've been living in this thing. Alright? Buddy, thanks for all the fun memories. Got some beer. And here's to 1 year more.